Vee, if you'd like to go next. Just be a second. Thank you, Vee.
Hi guys, it's really good to see everyone here today, especially John's family and the kids. Good to see you guys again. Firstly, I just want to start by saying my condolences to his family and to all his friends today. Thanks for asking me to get up and sharing. It's a real privilege to speak about John. I don't claim to know him more or less than anyone here today. We all had our connections, our bond, our friendship in a different way. Sorry. Well, like I said, I'm so grateful that I could call him friend and a mate. And sometimes I called him my protest boyfriend, which used to make him giggle. John and I met in Canberra at the first camp on the 2nd of the 2nd, 22, which was the day of my son's birthday at the time. We marched together for the first time in February the 19th, 2022. Don't ask me what protest that was either. I just remember walking over that big main bridge and we're coming past the tennis centre. I'm not sure what protest that was. But I walked with him with another lovely lady and I asked John, what's your advice, John? And I had my son in mind, in bringing change and helping our kids. He said, I will teach them the law and about the Constitution. No surprise. Sorry, give me a moment. Because as we know, John was pretty passionate about the law and about the Constitution. He supported so many events and teams and groups of people that went out and did things together, just like Lenny was saying with the doctors going to court, which is still ongoing. But I have so many memories of John. It's just, I don't even know where to start really, but I guess the most recent ones was when I had a bit of a shindig at my house this year, not that long ago. And we were all just hanging out, having a few drinks, had a barbie, and playing some music, and John got really emotional at one point. I didn't know how to take it. I thought I just had a few beers or whatever, And he started to cry. And then Ashley put her arms around him and said, hey, John, what's wrong, mate? Are you okay? And so he was triggered off by one of the songs that was playing at the time. And the last few that were at my house, we all gathered around him, and it was a real crazy moment. The way I took it then is different to how I take it now, knowing what I know, if that makes any sense. Because I just thought, I had a few drinks and, sometimes we get emotional, all those things. But he went on to say how much he loved us and that he's getting older and that he won't always be here and, to continue the fight. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what he was saying, and he was really, really emotional. And anyway, that night we all hung out till late, and there was Ivan, Ash and Mick and Mel and John, the last one standing, just having a chat and hanging out. So I said, John, you're not going home, John. You've had a few beers. So as you know, John had his really awesome car camper set up, and so did Mick and Ash. So those guys stayed that night. And I said, hey, okay, like, I'm done. I'm going to bed. But I'm going to leave the door open. So if you need to go to the toilet, you need to make a coffee or whatever you need to do, just do it. Just be quiet. And I made a point of saying, don't wake me up in the morning, because I'm not a morning person. Anyway, so I went to bed, and at the crack of dawn, I get a phone call, and it's John. And he's going, hey, Veronica, oh, I'm about to leave soon, but I can't find your phone. He goes, I can't find my phone. And I said, John, what are you talking about? You're on the phone. And he's like, oh, no, I've got another one. He goes, I was sitting outside and I don't know what I've done with it. I said, John, what do you want me to do? He said, look, you know, my car's a mess. Oh, it's got to be somewhere. I said, all right, John, just go and look for it, John. And then I can hear him scurrying around the front. And then he was off. I was like, oh. It was like 6 a.m. or something. I don't know. And I was so annoyed with him that morning. But it's just one of those things, you know. It's the little things that you remember, you know. And the crazy thing was, when he left and actually Nick left, that morning, a sock had fallen out of his car onto my driveway. Now, I had passed that sock a few times, rushing in and out, going to work and all the things. I was like, I've got to pick up this sock. Bloody John, I've got to pick up this sock. And I was going to return it back to him. Then I thought to myself, I went to go pick it up, and thought, he's not even going to remember, you know, he probably doesn't even know where the other one is, whatever. But it was a really strange moment when I picked up his sock. It's like something told me to hold on to it and that he wasn't going to be around for long. And I ignored it. I was like, that's a stupid thought. And so I just put the sock in the bin. Anyway, time went on. The last time I saw John was, can you just hold that for me for a second? I should open my phone. Sorry, guys.
Just 1 second.
Thank you. The last time I saw John was, at the shrine on the Sunday, because we've been doing that for a while, a few people. And he was actually quite emotional that day too. And it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird. And something kept tugging at my heart, but I just wouldn't, I guess, come to terms with what I was thinking and feeling at the time. Had spoken to him prior to that, you know, about Anzac Day and doing the march and all the things. And Judah and I went to the Anzac parade looking for John. And that day, you know, we're just cheering on all the vets and we're like, where's John? And at this stage, I'm doing a live. Where's John? And I knew something was up, and I did message him, and I think I called him and left a message or something. By the time I got home, I was pretty worried, because he always told us what he was doing, even if he wasn't turning up to something or whatever. He just communicated with all of us all the time, you know. And obviously found out that night that he had passed away. Prior to that, I'm just looking at my last conversations with him. And, you know, it was around Easter time that we spoke. He looked at one of my posts and then sent me a message prior to that, And what he said was, times with family and remembering those have gone on before us are what life's about, I feel. Just praying hands and a heart. And so yes, that's right, it had been Easter, I had gone to church that morning, and it was quite interesting because I shared a scripture with him, and I took a photo of the church I was at the time for Easter Day. They put the scripture on the screen. And so I sent him that, and it's in John 15:13. No greater love has no one than, sorry, it's very hard to read because it's so small, than this, to lay down one's life for his friend. And that's the last thing, pretty much, I said to him over messages. So, you know, John done some amazing things. He really did. He was a really good man, and he didn't give up the fight. And I guess one thing that stuck with me is that, you know, he encouraged us to keep going and not to give up. And he loved every single one of you guys dearly, especially his family. I loved John very much. He was there for me during the time when my dad passed away, and he reached out to me a few times, you know, calling me when I was at Mum's, saying hello to my mum. You know, he was also really stubborn. Did anyone notice that? No? Yeah? He was stubborn. When he was firm about something, that's it, you know, which I actually loved about him. But he was also very kind and very giving of himself, and maybe even too much sometimes, where he forgot about himself, which may lead to, you know, him sort of declining a little bit with his health, as there was a lot going on in his life in the last 6 to 12 months. And I think we all felt it in one way or another, that I think he knew his time was coming. And now, after he passed and speaking to so many people, he's made such an impact. He reached out to so many. He gave out more hugs than, my gosh. Than Nutella, right? Yeah. And kisses, and was telling everyone how much he loved them and how much they meant to him, and sent huge messages on Messenger about just encouraging messages. You know, Jude got one, I got one. It was just like out of the blue, you know. It was like, and I'll cherish the words that he said. I cherish his acts of kindness. I cherish everything he did, and I respect him, and I will love him for the rest of my days, and I will never forget him. He should be honoured, he should be remembered, and should be respected. Thank you for being a good friend to John. We were family, man. Thanks, guys.